Michelle, welcome. Really good to have you with us this morning. Thank you for joining us. How's life in lockdown been treating you?
Yeah, fine actually. It's been pretty busy, so I'm just really glad that I've got something to do and that I'm not feeling like I've got lots of time to fill. But I'm obviously missing community and I'm missing connecting with friends and my church community, but and being able to worship collectively and all that kind of thing. But yeah, God's been doing amazing stuff during this period, and I'm just really grateful that I've been able to experience that side of things instead. So
Fantastic. And you're someone that's involved in a number of different kingdom projects across our town, and seeing God do some really interesting, exciting things right now. I wanted to hear about some of that, and give you the opportunity to nudge us here at Kairos and tell us ways that we can get involved in what God's doing. So first of all, would you be able to give us an update on Resurrected Bites? What's been changing in lockdown? How's that all been going? What's God been doing there?
Well, obviously we had to close the cafes in the beginning of March because of the COVID pandemic. But I was aware that there would be a lot of people who still needed food, and there would be an awful lot of food waste, especially when there was a lot of businesses closing at the start of the lockdown. So we decided to switch over to doing home deliveries, and originally the plan was just to do Harrogate and Knaresborough, but very quickly we realised that we needed to go further afield than that. So we're going up to Boroughbridge and Ripon. Occasionally we've done Selby as well, and a bit of Summerbridge, but mostly it's around those four areas. And so we are still intercepting massive amounts of food, but also getting donations as well, including the boxes that people are getting that are shielding. Not everybody wants the box or wants all the contents of it, so we've been collecting those, and we've been collecting food from people who are getting home deliveries and have had substitutions from the supermarket which they don't want to eat. So we're just trying to intercept food waste at all levels as usual. And we are giving out 3 days worth of food to people who are vulnerable. So originally the plan was just to go through referral agencies, and so I contacted every single referral agency I could think of, social services and Mind and Carers Resource, etc. But there were also an awful lot of people who self-referred, people who have never had to have help from any kind of service before in their lives, but have suddenly got no income because they were either on 0 hours contracts or they were self-employed, and just absolutely desperate and really obviously embarrassed about needing to seek help. But so we have tried to make it as easy as possible for people to be able to access that help. We did contemplate going down a voucher route like the food bank does, but I was aware that people are just really embarrassed, and I just wanted to take any obstacles out of the way. And God has just been so amazing in his provision that I just feel that, God's grace is there. So we should just be pouring that out on everybody who asks for it. So we're probably getting to around about 3,000 people this week that we've provided food to since we started on March the 18th. And that's 3 days worth of food for 3,000 people that we've.
So 3,000 people you've given 3 days of food to.
Yeah.
During
so it's been a lot of food. Wow. And it's a very generous 3 days as well. So and we also do toiletries and household goods, cleaning things and stuff like that as well. So we try to provide a whole range, everything you'd basically need in a family shop, and a lot of little treats as well. And we often have flowers, thanks to Marks and Spencer, so we're able to bless people with those as well. And it's just been amazing because God, as I said, has provided in every single aspect. He's provided the volunteers, he's provided the food. If we ever run short of things, I've got a team of people that I get praying, and we always get food in. It's just incredible. And he's also provided us an opportunity to link people with their local church, because I really felt that he was prompting me to ask on the order form if people wanted a follow-up call or prayer. And we've had 76 people respond to that so far, who are getting regular calls from. So I've hooked them up with their local church in the hope that will form a long-term connection, and that those people are going to if they haven't already got an active faith, are going to come to faith and be able to get involved with their local church. So yeah, it's despite the awful circumstances of COVID, it has been a wonderful opportunity of seeing the church on the move, basically, that we're not a building, we are the people, and that we're able to respond in these circumstances and bring God's love into really dire situations. And we have heard of really dire situations, and we've seen really dire situations when we've been to people's houses. A guy emailed me a couple of weeks ago, he hadn't eaten for 5 days. And this is Harrogate, and yet again, we still have this rose-tinted view about Harrogate, that there isn't that much need, but there still is. And especially at the moment, whilst people are waiting for their universal credit payments to come through, there's been an awful lot of need. So yeah, I've just been extremely grateful that God gave me the vision for Resurrected Bites in 2017, because it made sure that I was able to really quickly transition over to be able to do these free home deliveries and to be able to reach many, many people through it.
That's amazing. How can people watching this support what you're doing, pray, get involved? Are there particular needs that we can help meet or serve you in?
So one thing that we've just started doing, so I also set up the Harrogate Clothes Bank, and I realised that quite a lot of the families that we're supporting had children who were growing out of their clothes and didn't have any money to buy new clothes or shoes. So I'm, instead of opening the clothes bank as we used to with people coming into the building, I'm getting the team to go in and find the items in the clothes bank, and then we deliver them at the same time as we do the food deliveries. So we're just getting that off the ground. So at the moment it's quite labour intensive because people are just hearing about the service, so there's quite a lot of requests out. So we don't need a lot of clothes at the moment. We're just putting out specific requests on the Facebook group, Harrogate Clothes Bank Facebook group, for things that we need. But we do actually need more people to be able to go into the warehouse, which is at McCarthy Storage World, and to help with sorting the donations that we've already got there. Well, most of it is sorted, but we've still got quite a lot that needs sorting, and just to look for the items that people have requested. And that obviously then that will be an ongoing thing when we do start taking more donations, that we will need more sorting and more finding things. So if people would like to get involved with that, I would love some help with that. But my main request is just prayer, really, because God, as I said, has been so gracious, and I'm so grateful for all that he's done. But obviously we still want that ongoing, we want to partner with God in all of this. So I just would ask that people pray for us, pray for protection over the team as they do this, pray for provision, ongoing provision, that we always have enough of every item that we want to give out, and pray that those phone calls that we're making, the churches are making with people who've asked for follow-up phone calls, do lead to those people coming to know Christ and to have a really amazing relationship with Jesus, and that this is going to be a great opportunity for the churches to connect with people in their community that they possibly would never have had the opportunity to connect with before.
Brilliant, thank you. And if people have food that they could donate, what's the best way to go about that?
So every weekday morning, Monday to Friday, there's a crate at the front of St Mark's Church. So if people could drop off things in the crate, there's also a table outside where we have the food going in and out. So if you don't see the crate, you can put it on the table as well. So that would be fantastic. Thank you.
Amazing, thank you.